go. Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. This is LT Yako here with Senpai is going to be a fellow commentator for me today, and we are seeing Utah Beach action for DMT Round 1 between 508P and WRTB, as they're going to be fighting over the chapel on Utah Beach for tanks-only action. So we got a few minutes before go time, and we're going to go ahead and review the DMT rules for this battle coming up. So, DMT rules scoring. The match winner will be determined by the DMT total team score. DMT total team score is equal to the total combat score plus total center point cap score plus first cap bonus and held mid at end bonus. Total combat score is going to be 3 times the crew 1 highest combat score, 3-2 highest combat score, crew 3 highest combat score, crew 4 highest combat score, and commander's P strike combat score. The total center point cap score is going to be a half a point times center point cap seconds. It is generally the responsibility of crews playing to track the amount of time the center point was held in crew combat scores. However, DMT officials do have bots to have this tracker automated. So, DMT mashup rules. The game mode will be warfare. The tankers will be fighting over midpoint only. Tank types, you will have medium and recon tanks only. Use of 75mm tank smoke rounds is prohibited. No set number of each type. Teams may decide their own mix. However, we will largely see both sides deploying medium tanks out into the battlefield, barring fuel circumstances if one side is being beaten up more than the other. So team sizes, you're going to have 1 commander and up to 5 tank crews. Tank crew rules. You must remain within the same tank until it is destroyed or stuck beyond recovery. You may swap to a different tank type in the HQs only. You may kill any enemy vehicles actively being used anywhere on the map. However, killing enemy vehicles in HQs that are not actively being used is prohibited. May only shuttle back to their tank by the commander in a jeep or truck. May drive through the 4th point capture area. However, fully capturing the 4th point is prohibited. You may switch to infantry at the start of the match to build nodes. However, placing mines as infantry is prohibited. Intentionally clipping a tank inside of an object that is not intended to be an accessible object is prohibited. However, you may apply tank skins. Tank commander rules. You must stay in the tank at all times. You may play in any seat in the tank. Tank crewman rules. You may play in any seat in the tank. You may leave the tank to repair own tank or friendly tanks. However, you must stay within 15 meters of own tank at all times. You may use smoke grenades to provide cover immediately prior to starting repairs or while repairing only. Spotting while outside the tank is prohibited. Use of the technician class is prohibited. Building repair stations, ammo supplies, and barricades is prohibited. Now, commander rules. Commanders must remain in HQs. You may use the following abilities. You have unlimited precision strikes per match. However, P-strike in the enemy's HQ is prohibited. Spawn tanks, trucks, and jeeps. You may use recon planes at any time and anywhere on the map. You may use supply drops in HQs for nodes before the 1 hour, 15-minute mark on the game clock. You may use encourage. You may use resource swap abilities. Use of any other commander abilities not listed above is prohibited. You may drop pings anywhere on the map, and you may shuttle crews back to their tanks in jeeps or trucks. You must stay in the shuttle vehicle at all times, however. Spotting with or without binoculars is prohibited. Reserve crewman rules. Teams may bring reserve crewmen in to help build nodes and fill in if someone disconnects. However, they must remain in HQs. Calling out enemy tank locations, dropping pings on the map, or having any effect on interfering with enemy tank crews when not in an active tank crew is prohibited. Match starting queue hold lines. Match fighting starts at 1 hour and 15-minute mark on the game clock, which you can see we're about 2 minutes away from. All tanks must hold in their first 2 grid squares until the 1 hour and 15-minute mark. Time before 1 hour and 15-minute mark may be used to spawn the first wave of tanks and build nodes and strategize. The restricted zone. Entering into the enemy's last 3 grid squares at any point during the match is prohibited. And that is going to wrap up the DMT tank rules for this match today. So to go over the restricted zones per each side, as we have WRTB on the left-hand side of this map here, they will be the Axis side. They are going to be permitted from going into the grid squares, Hotel, India, Jig on the Allied side. The Allies, being 508P, are going to be restricted from going into the Able, Baker, and Charlie grid squares. And we are looking at a minute and 20 seconds before kickoff on both sides, as one side has thrown up their recon plane. However, they have not, does not seem like they've been able to pick up anything at all. Senpai, how are you doing today?
Doing great, doing great. Yeah, that recon plane came down the G column, so I think it was pushed a little too far ahead of the line.
Yes, absolutely. It seems like, oh, actually, we actually have a recon plane going up now by, I'm assuming by the Axis side. Or, no, assuming that'll be the Allied side.
Yep. 5OP throwing a recon plane up.
Yep. And a smart reveal. Go to get one. He'll probably get, actually, all.
He's gonna get.
Possibly all
He
four.
might get all four, unless
No,
that last one backs up in time.
Last one is just outside of the zone.
Well, he pulled back in.
All right, we are 15 seconds away from go time. So looks like WRTB is going to make a significant push, straight push for Chapel with one flank tank to the south. And it looks like 508P is just going to send all of their forces straight into Chapel for that early midpoint cap. I don't know. Do you think that's what we're going to be seeing out of both sides, Senpai?
Oh yeah. I mean, allies for Chapel especially always have a little bit of an advantage on this point with how close the hard cap is to their line. But with that being said, if the allies do get pushed back and WRTP does get capped first, then I do see 508 having somewhat of a little bit of a struggle with how wide open the east side of Chapel is compared to, because it's just mostly open fields.
Looking at the map, 508P is definitely full sending. Actually, there is a medium tank withdrawing.
Looks like they had their gunner might have disconnected. Commander's running a gunner up to that tank.
I do see that, so the thing's going to be up to WRTB, or if they're going to, wonder if they're going to just hold off and let 508P get the initial cap and then plan around taking it back at full strength. We do have one 508P tank being manned by Tommy George coming down this river bend.
No, 508P is the allies on this one.
Sorry, WRTB is coming down the ravine.
Yep. Where's that tank? I just hear it. There it is. Turn on my shaders.
WRTB tank gets to the strong point, they may actually be able to turn.
They'll start at the cap.
Oh, but he actually can't get into the strong point because there's a bridge blocking him. He's gonna have to actually drive up onto it next to the chapel, which actually might put him in striking distance from the two 508 tanks. They're chilling on Hill 5 at the moment.
Interesting play by 508.
We were seeing RMC yesterday kind of pair up tanks to try, in case they run into one, to operate as a sort of one-shot hit onto medium tanks if there's a 2v1 engagement. However, it looks like just through proximity cap alone, 508P will secure first cap on Chapel.
Looks like 508P, like you said, they are sitting up in pairs right now for the potential 2v1 engagement. However, doing so is giving WRTB both wide flanks.
Yep, and we actually may get an
508P.
engagement to the south. It looks like WRTB is pushing up with Shaddy on those two tanks.
No visibility on those on any of the tanks to
There's
the south here.
there's a solo hedge that's preventing visibility of WRTB, at least onto one of those pairs of tanks to the south.
Jaddy almost has eyes on one of the tanks up on Hill 5 too. There's a tree blocking his view. WRTB recon plane's not gonna catch a single tank here. Barely misses the one on Hill 5. 508P recon plane going out now. Looks like it'll miss. It's not gonna catch any tank either. It'll miss all four barely.
I'm focusing on starting to stank to the north, see how he's positioning his tank. I don't know if they're trying to pick off any flanking maneuvers or what. Looks like they are lying in wait. Or they're going to be waiting a long time as 508P is nowhere near that north side.
Oh, this P4 to the south is needs to be super careful. Both Shermans on the south side here have barrel already looking south in anticipation for this P4.
Yep. Everybody's moving. They should be engaging one. Oh, they got backside. Gunner looked too far.
As the P4 pulled up, both Shermans turned barrel away. That was turret.
WRTB draws first blood.
With that elimination, WRTB is able to start the cap, as well as getting that P4 in the riverbed into hard cap behind the church.
Ooh. 5OP looks to be exacting revenge. That they do. 1 for 1. 5OP draws the tanks even. However, with the tank on strong point, it's going to get the cap going in favor of WRTB. We actually have starting tank Stanks PZ4 moving in from the north as well. Might be getting visibility of him shortly. Especially if he stays on high ground. Oh, Stank gets his tank stuck.
Ooh. P4 up to the north takes a round from Hill 5.
It's not able to finish though. Stank withdraws his tank back into cover. And Cap has actually finished for midpoint back onto WRTB's favor. Ooh, battle on Chapel. Driver, you don't want it. Want to see who dares wins. Oh! WRTB draws another tank kill. Fine aggression from 508P there. However, I think they pushed a little too hard. If they waited, they would have actually had a back shot onto this PZ4 and gotten the kill.
Northern P4 has to move as he has started the cap on AA battery. He's going to put himself in an exposed position here to the Hill 5 tank. Oh!
Yep.
Hard cap P4 goes down to a flanking Sherman.
This is Tinny's. Is it Tizzy or Tinny? It's like Tinny. Tinny's tank comes in and takes out that WRTB tank on the chapel. Stank was withdrawing to repair. And Buck Wild's tank to the south for WRTB is actually being pinged out by 508 players.
Wild is sitting here with engine off. Here comes Tinny on a flank. Knowing where that tank is now, he's probably going to try to get behind him.
The ping isn't 100% accurate, so we're going to have to wait and see how Tinny plays it.
Recon plane goes out from WRTB. Oh, I'm sorry, that's a 508P recon.
He's just narrowly going to miss. If he ran it north to south over Chapel, he would have picked up their positions.
P4 is moving now.
Yep, and Easy has actually called out their position. Our Buck Wild's tank for WRTB has no idea that Tinny's back here. Looks like a WRTB plane, recon plane's going up in answer. Tinny is repositioning his tank. 508P might need to might want to make use of this opportunity. If Tinny gets this kill, they need a full send onto Chapel and get the midpoint back into their favor. They have 3 tanks right now sitting up on Hill 5. Tinny's slinking his way around.
P4 knows where Tinny is. He had engine off and heard him. Pings have gone out in Tinny's direction.
Tinny backs up. I think got spooked. Oh, there's actually a southern tank coming in.
Tinny being pushed by a northern
Yeah.
tank as well.
They need to get Tinny some help. 508P needs to push.
That first tank that's pushed out more west of Hill 5 also has been pinged out.
Tinny smartly puts his back against the hedge and turns off his engine.
Oh, he can hear this P4 just north of him.
This is actually an opportunity. If 508P sends it along the ravine, they will actually get pressure onto Chapel. Ooh. Ooh. This isn't going to work out well. Oh, they can't squeeze through. They are... The game mechanics is stopping Staff Sergeant Stank's tank from pushing in, and they back off. Oh,
Sherman is going to turn his engine on.
Yeah.
However, this South P4 is possibly going to get eyes on this tank here.
Tinny's tank has spotted that other P4. They don't see him. They don't see Tinny's tank.
Oh, he hits the fence.
Down he goes.
508P with another kill. P-Strike going out on the P4 just north of Tinny.
Oh, P4 is moving out. Oh, they can't push. Oh, he got that in.
Oh,
he got that front pen.
He got one into him.
Good
Oh, here
push.
comes Tinny. Tinny's gonna pick up a second one here.
Oh, wait, was that Tinny's kill?
Yeah, no one else has an angle on that.
I didn't see the game didn't show the barrel firing for me. But Tinny taking out a 2v1.
I think it was Tinny.
I mean, it could have just been the game mechanics, just
Yeah.
this game infrastructure being this game's infrastructure.
The only thing that it could have been the P-Strike, but I don't think the P-Strike was close enough.
There wasn't. We got a recon plane coming out, I believe, for 508P. That's going to reveal their position. It's going to make you wonder if Tinny's going to turn around and try and come in. Yes, 508P is now sending for the chapel. Yep, there it is. Command mark goes out on Buck Wild's tank.
Interesting. WRTB has spawned in a Puma.
Oh,
Two crews. Yeah, one crew waiting in bottom, opting, I guess, for a P4 instead of a Puma.
You mean Puma instead of P4?
Yes, I got it backwards.
All good. So now WRTB recon plane is going to be going out. It's going to be capturing, giving them a
It'll catch
really
all.
good look.
It'll capture all 4 tanks here.
Ooh, non-pen hit. Christmas tank takes a couple blows, but the shell doesn't register. Tinny wants more blood.
P-Strike going out on the tank on Chapel. Oh, and it gets him!
Oh no! I thought that hit the roof of the building. That just barely slid in.
With that successful P-Strike, though, it stops the cap.
Oh! Does Tinny shoot him through the door? He is! At least he's trying to. 5OP or WRTB nails a kill.
Oh, he got through the one shot into the side of this P4. And 508 loses a tank on Hill 5.
Christmas's tank went down. That's actually a really brutal sequence for 508P, losing one tank on Chapel to P-Strike and then another one. Christmas going down to Buck Wild's tank here. Actually, maybe a slightly unfortunate maneuver. He might have front. This is not going to work out the way they think they are. Oh no!
Oh. Oh, Teddy.
Honor Wessex engaging WRTB tank, but takes a hit.
Ooh, bless me.
Goes down. Long sideline. WRTB. Tommy George secures a kill for WRTB. Opportunity lost for 508P. They had a 4-1 advantage going on at one point. Do not take advantage of it. Oh. And yeah. This might as well be a squad wipe. You're not recovering that tank.
Oh, they've already redeployed.
Man, the normally very strategic Tinny. I'm surprised he didn't turn up on the road and try and hit Buckwild's tank from behind. He did operate fairly well to get the shots through the building using the doorway to his advantage. However, trying to push that front side, I mean, hell, the loose trenches have been the bane of vehicles ever since it was dropped on console. P is standing up 2 fresh mediums. They're down at 1,060 fuel.
508P spawning, it looked like a recon tank in the middle as well.
And actually, from earlier, when you say they called it, when you dropped the recon tank, it actually looks like they drove one of the recon tanks out of bounds. Oh, and here comes the final coup de grace on Tinny. Actually, 3 Panzers, all in the same vicinity.
That Sherman's sitting so low that they're hitting tracks. There we go.
Goes. Ironically, if 508 was in a position to, they might have been able to start brutalizing some of these WRTB PZ4s. Right now, WRTB is really clustered and not in much of a defensive position. So the only question is 508P looking that direction? As 508P takes a hit. Christmas's tank. Might be pushing out too far. That they are, they're not stopping. Very dangerous.
Recon plane goes out by WRTB, is going to capture the creek bed Sherman.
Christmas narrowly avoids death.
Creek bed takes one round off the barrel. The Sherman has 3 P4s all shooting at him. And goes down.
Really unfortunate for 508P there. Christmas got to get one of his has got to get one of his crewmen out to start repairs. Stats. And then honestly, I would hide.
It's one of the P4 from behind. Christmas does go down though. WRTB with the team wipe.
So 508P has mentioned that their tankers are mostly experienced infantrymen. So probably they're already playing at a disadvantage with that experience. However, I will say if you're tanking on this map, even with not too much experience, I mean, it's 2 hits to go down. If you already lost 50% of your health, you got to get out of there if possible. And you know, looking at the numbers advantage they had being down to 1v4, I would generally, it's not hell it loose is a numbers game. So I probably would have advised to if I was 508P there, to just take cover and wait until some of your other tankers are able to stand up and attract some of the attention, and just hope that WRTB forgets about you, so you're able to move in and try and take a few of these tanks out while they're not looking, or focus on your teammates coming in from the HQs.
Agreed. Greyhound is now in play for 508P.
Yep, we got Herald of Wessex coming in on the Greyhound. Unfortunately, I don't know if you played Senpai. I don't know if you played the game long enough to remember the days when recon tanks used to be able to 3-shot heavies, but those were, or maybe 4-shot, but I can't 100% remember. I'm old, but either way, back in the day when recon tanks used to be a lot more stout of a, or I would say probably like a little bit more of a glass tank, I believe is what would be a good description of recon tanks back in the day. Unfortunately, just when it comes to these DMT matches, recon tanks just don't really stand too much of a chance against medium tanks. What do you think, Senpai?
Agreed to a certain point. Like, in order, I think it's what, 5 shots to the engine now to mediums from the Greyhound or from the recons.
Yes.
And then I think it's 6 or 7 to the to heavies. So I mean, I know they've, with all these tank changes they keep doing, it's kind of difficult as a primarily tanker to keep up with these updates. I know with this upcoming update with the launch of Juno Beach, they're also talking about implementing another tank update, which will be the 3rd tank update since October. Greyhound has been spotted. Took one into the turret. Greyhound goes down backside.
Yep, it was brutal. Well, I will say Tenny probably is an experienced taker for 508P. Just 508P's got to start making better use of these kind of like, crevices and thinking outside the box for getting around on some of these tanks. I mean, that recon tank, Herald of Wessex, did do good to get around behind. However, because he took too wide of an approach and went through the obvious, route. This little gate where the destroyed half track is a very obvious route for, tanks coming through and tanks pushing out into the field. Because they took that, they went too wide and went right into the front of the PZ4's barrel.
Now, Tenny has made it down here to the south on the main road. However, in the process of getting to the spot he's currently in, he did take a round from the north by Staff Sergeant Stank.
I said this southern angle would actually give Tenny a pretty decent view on some of the defensive spots that WRTB has taken up around Chapel to the south of Chapel, if he decides to approach that way. But like you mentioned, he has taken a blow, and so there's at least one tank looking his direction right now. So Buck Wild's tank at the moment is the one that's really exposed should Tenny push in from his current position. It'd be a matter of, and then it would be a question of whether or not Staff Sergeant Stank would be able to save Buck Wild.
They did get a ping in the general direction of the Staff Sergeant Tank, but the ping is about 150 meters off. However, P4 pushing south does take a round from the beach.
He might actually have a view. He does. Gunner hits track though.
He's gonna keep pulling out. Tenny's gonna get another shot here. Oh, maybe not.
Too late. just got to be careful because he is right on the edge of that boundary.
Staff Sergeant Stank goes down to the tank anchoring on red roof.
That he did. But Tinny might be lining up. He does! WRTB's down 2 tanks now.
508P has a Greyhound stuck in a trench leaving the beach top side of the map, I-3.
Buckwild still maintaining his position, but Buckwild has this tank moving, looking stout forward, looking exactly for Tinny. Tinny gets back into cover.
Oh, you hate to see it. 508P essentially losing 2 tanks to the top side of the map. One stuck in a trench and the other one could not get back inbounds fast enough.
I was wondering what they were doing up there. Honestly, in DMT tank matches like this, don't risk it. There's roads. There's no AT mines. Even said though, I mean, since all the updates that they've dropped, Hella Loose has regarding tanks and buff of health, I find AT mines are largely too nerfed. I don't know about you.
Oh yeah, I was driving a recon tank the other day and I hit an AT mine and lived.
Yeah, it's crazy to me. I mean, AT mines largely are heavy-duty anti-tank explosives for a reason. There's no reason why a recon tank, a light tank, should be surviving a single AT mine. Needing to do 2 is a little bit of an overkill, if you ask me personally.
I'm not a big fan of the recon tank rework. Like now, like the increased turret health doesn't make sense. Like now recons can get shot once in the turret by a medium and live. I want to say even by a heavy, if I'm not mistaken.
No, I mean, all of the health buffs that all the tanks got haven't really made too much sense. Because, I mean, don't get me wrong, I understand the frustration of people who thoroughly enjoyed tanking. But, I mean, it's a reconnaissance tank for a reason. It's meant to do reconnaissance work. It's not meant to be like a frontline battle tank. So if you just happen to be like, you know, even if you were doing the right thing. So we got a little bit of a long distance tank engagement going on. Buckwild might be getting a kill here. He does.
Oh. But in my opinion, I think they've just done way too many tank updates recently. Oh, Teddy with an angle on Buckwild.
Oh, Gunner couldn't shoot over the hedge.
He needs to be careful.
Oh!
He does not know. Oh, he got him.
Nails him. Gunner makes up for earlier.
Tenny's crew came to play today.
That they did.
508, but Tenny needs to be careful as there is a P4 wrapping him through WN7. Kami George.
Is 508P doing the same mistake twice?
No.
Oh, they're making it out.
508P, they managed to salvage that tank that got stuck.
Nice.
Or the one that they drove out of bounds. They managed to get it back in.
That would have been wild if they lost that first one and took a second one and lost the second one as well. Who do we have here to the south?
Puma is in play now for WRTB, leaving bottom. They did spot Tenny, or in the direction he is, or where he was. He got pinged out. It's about 200 meters off, but
Maybe getting a little action to the north soon. Shaddy's tank, however, I don't think he's not aware of the danger that might be coming in behind him. Depends on what Christmas's tank is gonna do. Is he gonna go west or is he gonna go south? If he goes south, he's gonna net himself a prize. But if he goes west, and it looks like he's going southwest, he's gonna miss being able to ambush this WRTB tank to the north of Chapel.
Kenny has continued his wrap, gotten into the soft cap on the backside of point, is contesting.
That might actually work out in 508P's favor. If WRTB is paying attention to the map and sees that as temporary contested, they're gonna feel like they've got a threat either on or to the south of Chapel.
Both 508P tanks to the north are doing a complete wrap, it looks like.
Long flank
Shots
going.
fired. I think a round was fired off the beach by accident there.
I don't think Tinny is aware of the.
Oh, Tinny does see the Puma.
RAP. F's in chat.
Puma goes down.
I would not be surprised right now if WRTB is feeling like all the heat's coming from the south with the way Tinny's tanker's been.
However, I am genuinely surprised that this P4 up to the north never was seen.
Well, just with the length that this 508, this wraparound, the 508P is doing at the moment, it's. While I can approve of the tactic, because you're with the defensive circle, you would assume WRTB is doing right now. You would think that they're all looking east, expecting you to come through. However, this just seemed like a little too much resources dedicated to the wraparound, or at least to as far length as wraparound. I would have probably would have cut one from the north to come south, right around WN4, to try and see what they would have found, and then I would have sent one on a similar wraparound towards Tinny's tank.
Oh shoot!
Because I believe at this moment, let's see the angle. I think that, yeah, there's a grandma's house is blocking the view, but yeah, if they close in too far to the north, which I think one tank might, I believe Rezul's. Sorry, yeah, Rezul's. I believe Rezul's tank might be spotted by Shaddy's tank to the north. We'll see. Oh, but maybe not before they get one back. Yep. WRTB's tank PZ4 is about to go down. Oh, sorry. Assuming the tank knows what they're doing. Oh, but WRTB actually Stank gets one back before he will go down himself. This will actually put Cap back into the favor of 50AP. Shaddy's tank to the north is not making a move yet at all. Coming George is coming out from a flank. There we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Chapel's back in favor of 50AP. Oh, Shaddy's tank's now charging south. Let's wait and see who sees who's first. If Shaddy doesn't... Oh, Shaddy may have just stopped just before he had a view of Rezul's tank. Oh. Shaddy knows Rezul's there.
Oh, we're only like an hour into the game, and I just now realized I forgot to change my Twitch title.
Oof. Shaddy is
Oh, yeah.
about to knock out Rezul.
Did WRTB lose a tank there, and then 508P just lost one?
Yeah, so you had Step Sarge taken out, I believe, Christmas. Oh, we got a P-Shark going there. Oh, bad ping. Oh, no. Shaddy gets 2 more for WRTB. Is that Tinny's tank crew? No, Tinny's off to the west. So yeah, I believe we had Christmas's tank crew pushing in from WN5, got taken out by a Staff Sergeant Stank. Stank got taken out by Rezul, and then Shaddy came in and took out Rezul, and I believe took out one more crew to the south. I didn't see whose TC that was, but yeah. So WRTB lost 1, took out 3.
All right.
Or at least took out 2.
P4 was just took a round from somewhere. P4's taking round in the waterbed here. It looks like to be Tinny. Yep, Tinny's got an angle on this P4 turret, barely.
Oh, Tinny takes a hit himself. He's gonna try and pull back, but it's not gonna be the correct way. Buck wild.
Oh, barely making it behind the hedge.
Oh, it's not gonna be enough though. Tinny's being closed in on. You have to have the communication there. They should know that Tinny's tank is wounded. Yep, dual push. Even if one dies, they're gonna.
Oh, Rick off the side.
That. I don't know what the gunner was doing there. You should have had it on that opening. Valiant effort by Tinny, though. We'll give credit where credit is due.
By the way, Pete takes another round, has to back up.
Not in time.
And goes down.
That's a crazy angle. I don't see where he must have just been able to barely get the turret on that. I don't know how that second shot managed to find home.
Oh, looks like the P4 on Hardcap Chapel lost a crewman in that engagement. Commander is bringing him up in a Jeep. Oh.
More
P4
than
on
that.
Hardcap is flipped.
Oh, is he gonna recover? Oh, they looked like they were about to recover for a second.
Something I've noticed in this game. Oh, they're just gonna redeploy. Oh, they're P 508 P recon P strike going out on upside down P4. Here's the crewman.
Uh, I would be. Yeah, it was. That tank, ironically, managed to fall out just enough, and now the commander has to go back. That poor crewman gets driven all the way up there just for his T crew to die, and that tank is not going to be recoverable.
P4 engaging this recon up top. Rick's off the side of the recon.
Oh no!
Recon goes down.
R.I.P.
So, little tip I've noticed about when tanks flip upside down: if your tank is flipped, put whoever's driving it, put it in park, because you have a apparent, like, I don't know how it is, but there's a higher chance to recorrect on the flip if you put it in park. Ooh. I think that was tracks.
Yeah, it looks like tracks. That would have been Christmas's tank crew doing that damage.
Sergeant Stank has an angle on Christmas. Did manage to put one back into him, forcing him back behind the building. Engagement up north. Sherman just leaving the beach, has eyes on a P4. I think they're trying to take the shot. I have no idea what they're shooting at, honestly.
There's Tinny's tank crew.
Might be a render distance.
Would not surprise me if rendering was an issue. They could probably see the tank, but they cannot see the environment that the tank's behind. So what do you think? Think 5OP's got any sort of chance at a comeback here?
It'll be a close game, in my opinion. I think that, like, in terms of kills, I think, like, right now it's about 15-10, so it's pretty close. Cap time wise, I know WRTB has held it for most of the time. 508P, if they can get in here and secure the cap and manage to hold, then I do see them potentially making this quite a very close game.
Non-pen hit off of Christmas's tank. Does not look like, I believe, is he engaging Stank's tank?
Yep. Stank got a shot into Christmas. Christmas is going to try to pull up back to this building, get a rep.
Looked like it was a turret hit. Now, with 26 minutes left, it's going to be very difficult for 508P, in my eyes, to resecure the capture on Chapel with enough time left to be able to make the cap score fairly equal. Oh, we actually have a recon tank trying to move in. Trying to figure out where to get that angle. Recon tank. Creeping. Reverse immediately. What are you doing? Come around that, yeah. No, drive forward, come around this building. Take that left. You get a booty shot.
So he's going to over push. You'd love to see it. Oh, he gets one in.
Finally gets one in, yeah. So you could have had at least 3 there. Gets a track
But one
shot.
in the tracks.
Yep. Driver's doing what he can. Uh-oh.
He's caught on the gate. Oh, I think that catch, though, might have saved him.
Keep driving. No, don't drive.
No,
Go back up. Oh. It was a valiant effort once they got into the. Oh, and Christmas is being pushed. Christmas gets a kill.
508P did lose a Sherman up to the north as well.
Yeah, I think 508P will be able to make the KD scoreboard respectable. I just don't think that they'll be able to mount a comeback in order to capture midpoint at this stage of the game. Respectable battle, nevertheless, especially given that your tankers are mostly infantry mains.
I know you get combat score for placing mines. You don't get any combat score for dropping supplies, correct?
And that would be support score.
Okay. I only asked that because I see that there is now a box of 50 on Chapel.
Did the server crash?
No.
Oh, for some reason I was stuck.
Yeah, I got stuck earlier too. I had to leave admin cam and rejoin. If this Sherman backs up slightly, he could have had an angle on I think this is Stank. Yeah. Who is this? Tenny? No, Christmas. Christmas trying to make a move for Stank.
And he's got a whole house blocking his view. Question is, what will Christmas do? I mean, Christmas got a 50-50 decision right now on what direction he's going to go.
Oh yeah, that's exactly what I do. Is what he's doing right now. Is go left, swing your barrel right. You know where he's at.
This is going to be an opportunity for Christmas.
Gunner's
Here it comes.
overlooking.
Yep. Gunner's not look. There it goes. Tank's
Now,
correct.
there goes the P4. P4 saw him.
Gunner's not. Gunner, you got it. Gunner, you're killing me. No.
I don't think Christmas saw him.
No, Christmas hasn't. Oh no. This is incredibly awkward right now. As Honor of Wessex is actually pushing in as well. He might actually get a shot on Stank if he does not get taken up himself. Oh,
Bank takes a round to the side.
Yep, Christmas finally managed to make his way around. Oh, but
non-pins off the rear.
Oh, body shot that. One more chance and they get it. Stank goes down.
Wessex was pinged out on his push here.
Oh, he's gonna push into the road and get hit.
Wessex has been pinged again. Wessex needs to
Body
keep
shot.
pushing.
Not fast enough. T-Man gets out to start conducting repairs.
Oh. Tenny all the way on the rear flank manages to get behind the whole team again. Recon planes out for both teams.
Nope. 508's recon plane gets all three of WRTB tanks.
WRTB spotted the Christmas tank.
Uh-oh. One's passed by Tinny. I think Tinny...
And you never saw him.
Nope, he didn't. Oh, Tinny's in trouble. R.I.P. Tinny.
Rick off Christmas. Christmas puts one into the P4.
Tinny goes down.
Oh no! Oh.
R.I.P.
If that driver had waited for Christmas, they would have had another kill. Driver turned the tank and took the barrel off the P4.
Yeah. I've seen similar happen before during a DVR and 24/7 tank scrim where a tank had another tank dead to rights. Obviously, when it comes to, it's kind of like rock, paper, scissors. Whoever tank gets the first body shot in first, then you have the advantage because you're going to reload faster. However, I saw one instance where a DVR tank had a 24/7 group's tank dead to rights. They got the first blow, took the second. Driver, I don't know if he got panicked or if he got excited seeing the other 24/7 tank starting to retreat. They had more than enough time and more than enough view in order to secure the kill. However, the driver lurched the tank forward, and it threw off the gunner's sight and barrel, causing a ricochet to happen, which went straight to the turret, and then the 24/7 group tank fired and destroyed the DVR tank.
Yeah.
So this is why it's important that all positions of the tank, if you're being a full three-man, have got to be in sync and got to be, understand the mindset and understand the role, because if you're the driver, you got to understand that the best position for your gunner in order to make his shots is from a stationary tank position. It's that way. There's no environment causing the tank to jiggle. I mean, can good gunners make hits on the move? Absolutely. But the most ideal condition for a gunner is to be from a stationary platform and just nailing the shots. That way you only have to just try to account for, you know, shell drop over a certain distance.
Recon tank on the south for 508P was spotted.
Stanks the tank crew down here.
Interesting spot to have your engine turned off here, but ooh. P4 on WN4 has spotted the Sherman.
And Resgul's tank is in the Sherman.
Who's this in the P4? Shaddy puts one into res. Res goes down.
F's in the chat, y'all.
14 minutes, 40 seconds left in the game here.
Yep. And just as a reminder to the folks, with this being warfare, you need 2 minutes to capture an objective. So you're looking at effectively 12 minutes left for 508P to make a cap on midpoint in order to keep and hold the midpoint and bonus. So if the cap is not started before that 12-minute mark, it is GG's.
Ooh. Recon tank getting active. Put one in the rear of the... Two into the rear of this P4. P4 full engined. 3.
I don't know if the gunner's gonna get a view. I don't know if the gunner's gonna get a view.
No, he moved. He could have had the kill.
He still might. R.I.P. That position that they had earlier was honestly perfect. They would have had that kill. But they freaked out. and this is what I was talking about earlier. Old school recon tanks, that would have been a kill. And I think that's why I do miss the glass tanks of those recon tanks. Because, I mean, they were at least strong enough to be able to, you know, conduct a hit and run. But they were also weak enough to where, you know, a talented anti-tank guy could rocket snipe them and is rewarded for a good hit if they do indeed rocket snipe them. I mean, that would have been that was the good old days. I mean, I'm reminiscing in my level 500 self, but
Oh, yeah, I remember those days. WRTB recon plane is going to capture both Shermans on the front door. Oh, one shot in this P4 on hard cap. Second one misses. P4 on hard cap goes down.
that precision strike's too far too late. Was that Christmas down there?
No, this is Wessex taking rounds. As Christmas has made it into the hard cap.
This might actually flank this Sherman. Area. Oh, what's that? Oh, fuck, good. Tommy George was a very good driver. May not be enough though.
Wessex goes down. Christmas puts one into the side of this P4 here. Driver backing up.
Oh no!
Bricks off the front.
Wow. Wow. Don't know how that worked out, but 508P gets one more kill in their favor. Christmas barely survives. As a
P-Strike went
down
out on
there.
the south side.
Yeah, P-Strike is nowhere. Tinny giving it the recon tank another go.
This 508 tank on hard cap needs to repair.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody's explained to them that they can, get repairs going. I think it wasn't the first time that we've seen them just push on without repairing.
Oh, there we go. P4 from the north, diving hard cap.
Christmas's gunner has actually at least gotten into a better position previously, but it does seem like Shaddy's more than aware. Ooh, Shaddy's watching for that Greyhound. Christmas tank gunner is unaware. They might get it. No, they do get a body shot. Oh! Score one more back for 508P. 508 may actually turn the cap back into their favor.
Rick pin on this P4 front door.
Oh, what are these gunners
Junior
doing?
hops out to repair.
Non-pen. These gunners are just absolutely struggling with fences and hedges. Oh, 508P loses another tank and takes a hit. And just hits.
Double tap comes out on this second Sherman, leaving Christmas all alone. They know where he's at.
And WRTB does not want to give up this mid cap.
Just under 7 minutes left in the game. 508 been wiped off the board with only a single Greyhound, leaving bottom HQ. It's Tenny again.
Yeah, ultimately I think that's going to spell GG's, given the circumstances. I mean, 508P even with their lack of tanker main experience, made a good effort out of it. I will give them credit for that. Um, they were able to drop bodies, as the saying goes. They were able to destroy a fair amount of tanks, but I mean, I think it's just the inexperience showed. At the end of the day, there's not much more about it. I mean, if these 508P guys continue to, practice tanking as Tinny goes down, Tinny, I mean, I will say Tinny's crews made a show of it in representation of 508P, without a doubt. But in terms of just the rest, it's once they get the experience and get more tanking vibes underneath their wings, I think they would fare pretty well. But it was just, a missed opportunity here, needing to build some chemistry, some collaboration and cooperation between the crews to, advance on down, like, when you have the numbers to advance onto tanks to clear them off the board and reset them back to their HQ in order to get the middle cap back in your favor. Because ultimately, I think the advantage to DMT matches is whether or not you have the defense. When you have the defense, you have mid cap, you can choose the positions on the map in order to set up and wait for the enemy team that ultimately has to come back and get mid cap eventually, because that's points being left on the board if you don't. So goals to control mid. If you don't control mid, you're probably not going to win. So it's ultimately getting that early cap or even recap for that matter, and then just being on the defensive just gives you an unheralded advantage. But I mean, ultimately at the end of the day, it's experience and it's skill. Where even if you do have the defensive cap advantage, if the other team is just that much more experienced in tanking, then it's not gonna. Even if you do have the defensive advantage, you're just not gonna be able to come back, or it won't matter if you don't have it. I mean, I've seen tank groups just get ran over trying to recap, or even if they were on the defensive, just get ran over. It's life. What are your final thoughts on this, Senpai?
All in all, it was actually a really entertaining game to watch back and forth. 508P with coming in with majority infantry guys to play in a tank only match. They managed to hold it down on certain angles. Managed to actually pick up a few kills. Did a couple, like, in my opinion, higher tanker IQ plays as the double taps. The wraps. Both sides had that one crew, if you will, that showed out for each team. So I mean, props to Tenny and his crew for 508, and then Sergeant Stank had a pretty decent game here today as he was managing to knock down these recons that kept holding down the south flank. But little over 3 minutes, little under 3 minutes left. 508 has 45 seconds to try to even start something, and their last tank is still sitting on red roof. I think 508's just saying, I think that's it. GG's, and on to the next.
Yep, entirely. We got 20 seconds until the match is wrapped, no matter what. House of Wessex being the last TC. He might be able to score one back, but... And officially GG's. So what I will go ahead and do is, for these last couple minutes, I'm actually going to leave admin cam in order to bring up the scores. So for the 508P Dog Armor Squad, we had Rez Newells with Private BK Dent, or BK Dent, and Sergeant Ed. Unfortunately, not able to net any combat score up there. Tinny with easy armor, absolutely put on a show for 508P. Had a 635 combat score with a max of 638 by Turkey. I don't necessarily know how one gets two more points combat score over their other comparative crewmen, but it is what it is. Then we had Christmas leading George Armor Squad with a 567 combat score for himself, with a top combat score of 570 in his crew. And then we had Honor Wessex leading Howe Armor Squad with a top combat score of 99, but himself having a 95 armor combat score.
Last 30 seconds of the game is that the countdown timer has begun. We got on the Axis side. We have Kami George leading Able Squad with a high combat score of 635. His combat score also being 635. Charlie Squad led by Shetty with a combat score of 890. Each person in that crew has 890. Fox Tank crew was Buck Wild with a combat score of 445 per person. And last crew, George Squad, was Staff Sergeant Stank with a high combat score of 496. His personal being a 492. We also can't forget earlier in the game, one of the highlights of the game, in my opinion, was the P strike on the TC by I Major from 508.
All right, and as these scores accrue, appreciate you keeping me company, Senpai. We'll look forward to doing more streams in the future for the DMT class action. Ultimately, GG's to 508P and WRTB for the match today. We'll catch all you guys on the flip side. I'm LT Yako, and I'm signing out.